This is a review of the Coolster 125cc Type XR8. It's the 125cc four-wheeler that comes with the 19-inch tires instead of the 16-inch tires. I decided to go with this one with the 19-inch tires. Give it a little bit more ground clearance because I'm going to be taking my daughter on some trails with this thing. As far as packaging was concerned, it came in a cardboard box with a steel frame inside. A few minor scratches on the plastic, but other than that, it's in really good condition. Assembly was pretty easy. The instructions that came with it are garbage. They're written in English, but very poorly translated from Chinese, so the words are all out of order and they hardly make any sense. If you have any mechanical knowledge at all, you'll probably be able to put this thing together relatively easy. It only took me about 2 hours total. All it really consisted of was putting the handlebars on, adjusting them. You do have to put the tie rod into the steering knuckle, which I don't know, can you see it? It's behind the wheel, but that was really easy. You had to put the tires on. You had to put the bumper and the front and rear racks on. Other than that, it was all ready together. My only complaint about the bike so far is the rear rack. See if you notice it. It doesn't sit level. It's got a cant to it, and it's just, I think the way the holes were drilled in the place where the racks mount, it's got a little bit of adjustability, but not enough to make it level. But considering that this thing was $799 shipped to the front door, I can deal with a crooked rack. As far as the battery goes, the battery actually comes completely empty with a case of sulfuric acid. You actually have to fill the battery yourself and seal it and charge it. It comes with instructions on that. It's pretty simple. Anyone can really do it, mounting the battery. They say the battery on these things are not very good and they won't last very long, so to help maximize the life of it, it's a good idea to charge it for 24 hours. So I kept it on a trickle charge all night, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to look into upgrading the battery the first time I have some issues with it. Other than that, as soon as I put the battery in, filled it up. On these bikes, I've read that the carburetors have some issues with gumming up with ethanol gas, and I don't really have a source around here available for non-ethanol gas, so I'm using 93 octane with some stabilizer in it. Hopefully that'll keep it from gumming up too bad. You know, the carburetor is just right in there. It doesn't look like it'd be too hard to take off and clean if it does end up getting gummed up. Anyways, after it was all fueled up, battery hooked together, it starts really easy. See if I can get it started here for you. The key's over here on the side. It's got a neutral light up here and a reverse light here. It's got to be in neutral to start, obviously, and the brake has to be pushed in to start it. So I'm holding the camera. I'm gonna put the parking brake on, which also works to start it, and I think you'll hear it starts up fairly easy. Comes with the remote control to cut it off. It's a remote kill switch, so if your kid's out running around and starts doing something stupid, you can just cut it off. Other than that, there's a throttle limiter on it, which is this screw right behind the throttle. I've got it run in pretty much all the way because the recommendation from the manufacturer is to run it for 30 minutes at a low speed, around 5 to 7 miles an hour. And then change the oil out. I assume there's going to be debris and stuff from the manufacturing and assembly process they want to get flushed out so it doesn't clog the filter. But I'm going to give it to my daughter this afternoon. She'll ride around for a half hour. I'm going to let it cool, change the oil, and we'll be good to go. First impressions though are pretty positive, especially considering the price. I hope this helped you make a decision on this one. I know I was really hesitant on buying a Chinese four-wheeler. I wasn't sure about the quality of it. Granted, only time will tell the longevity, but I already feel like I got $800 worth out of this thing just by having it run and be here. I purchased this thing from Killer Motorsports. They're an online company out of Burleson, Texas. I live in North Louisiana, so I'm only a few hours away from them, but I ordered this thing on Saturday and had it on Thursday. Now, Killer Motorsports contacted me to tell me, they wanted to verify the purchase, make sure it wasn't any fraud or anything like that, which I really appreciated. I know Killer Motorsports has had a lot of bad reviews in the past. A lot of people saying they're very hard to contact, things like that. I had no issues. They responded to emails, they answered phone calls. I did place my order online, but I called them to check on a warranty. This is my one complaint with Killer Motorsports. So we talked about the assembly process on this thing, and like I said, it's very simple. But if you do it yourself, it voids the warranty on the four-wheeler. They want you to take it to a licensed mechanic, which obviously putting the wheels, the steering knuckles, the racks, and the handlebars on isn't going to affect any sort of motor function or even the chain drive, or all the essential moving pieces were already assembled. So what Killer Motorsports is really doing right there is just trying to eliminate warranty work and make an excuse, because these things are going to break. But if you didn't take it to a mechanic, which I don't know anyone who would, because it's very simple, your warranty's void. So if you're going to buy one, just try to have a little bit of knowledge, understand how to fix it when something does go wrong. Availability of parts is another reason I went with the Coolster. I was able to find parts online really easy. I looked into it, especially eBay. It looks like you can get everything from a replacement tire to a replacement engine online. So other than that, hope you enjoyed the review. Hope it helps you come to a decision. Thanks.